Welcome to the Flow Tracy Money Audio Commentary. This is Owen Tracy recording. It is 3:07 p.m. the Central Time. Today is May 16th, and today being Friday, it's the big picture, long-term audio and video for the various different asset classes. Well, there's a lot going on. On the one hand, we have bond yields, which are stubbornly high, and then sentiment around the outlook for the US economy is at a very low ebb, and yet the stock market continues to go up. So this is a good example of, or at least it could be an example of the market climbing a wall of worry. On the other hand, then we have the questions around the trade war, which were at least partially answered 2 weeks ago with the suspension of the excessive, or I guess the very large tariffs that were to be imposed on China. But the Trump administration are now talking about the potential that they will have final tariffs agreed within the next few weeks that might be in the order of about 30% on just about everywhere. Then when we think about the wider market environment, well, geopolitics is always going to feature because there are several wars underway, but we certainly saw some action in the Middle East this week. The removal of sanctions on Syria is a significant event. The laying down of arms by the PKK in Turkey is another significant event. But today we have discussions underway between the Ukraine and Russia, and they're not president-to-president negotiations, but I guess it's better to be jaw-jaw than war-war, although they haven't stopped the war or I guess to paraphrase Winston Churchill. And when we think then about what was achieved in the Middle East, well, on the one hand, it certainly created more orders for AI material. So big plans in the UAE and Saudi Arabia for building data centers, and that is going to be heaven sent for companies like Nvidia. So the share was up in a rather dynamic manner this week, and it has jumped back up through the 200-day moving average for the first time since early this year. Then we've had a really impressive rebound on stocks more generally. Amid more enthusiasm in the stock market, gold prices were down, quite volatile over the last couple of days, up yesterday, down today, and still, I think, more in a corrective phase. But the longer term is very clearly bullish because I think people now are pretty much aware that the devaluation of the purchasing power of currencies isn't about to go away. So then the broad question about whether the USA is going to adopt a budget which is going to be, in many respects, a giveaway budget to give local people